Welcome to Pavel's Electric Skateboard channel. He's the king of DIY and he likes to dabble with guns and drones and safety gear and all that kind of thing. So let's get started and end this intro with a...
Oh my god, is that a brand new Evolve Mini? So guys, this is not a new Evolve Mini, but the idea is actually quite good. So, this here is Urban 80 by Slick Revolution with Evolve AT kit. I will leave the video in the description below for a full test of that board. It's quite fun, take a look. The video today, and by the way, welcome back to my channel. The video today is going to be a test. For people who don't know, you can change characteristics of your board and of your ride by playing around with gears. The bigger the differential or the higher the gear ratio, the slower will be the board, but more torque she will have. So what I've decided to do, I've got the board fully charged, so we're going to take her for a quick spin and we're going to register the top speed with the stock Slick Revolution motor pulley, which is 15 teeth. Next step will be, I'm going to take this board a little bit off-road. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Spark right behind me. We'll see how they get on. Then we're going to go back into the workshop and swap the motor pulley from 15 tooth to a 12 tooth. Let's get on with the test. So the test number one, top speed, 15 tooth. So that was a quick test, 17 mile an hour. Not too bad. So next part of the test, guys. Let's take this board right down there. So I wouldn't say that was very good. But for starters, the grass is wet. And I wanted for it to be wet because it's the worst conditions for any board to go off-road. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to point the camera other way so you can recognize this area when I swap the pulley. And I will try to move from this stop and see if board can take me off the full stop and start moving. Not that great. I can hear those motors struggling big time. Let's go back into the garage, into my workshop, and start on the transformation. So guys, we're back into the workshop and I've already started to take the board apart. I've got the bits off it just to show you. This here is the original 15 tooth motor pulley. We're going to be replacing that with the 12 tooth motor pulley, and that's pretty much how they do look up close. I've decided to replace this 80 deck for a Flex E. I believe it's probably 1.5. It's a bamboo. It's much thicker. Still gonna have flex, but not as much flex as the 80 had. If you guys watch the video of me testing this board, you'll see I'm quite heavy and the board does flex quite a bit. so it's too much for my weight, so I'm going to replace the deck at the same time as replacing the motor pulley. It's a longer deck, much more comfortable, so yeah, I think this board will look absolutely spot on. Voila, deck is gone. Oh, you guys still here? Good. So, Urban AD electronics such as EC enclosure and also the front and rear truck fit just nicely onto the Flex 1.0 and Flex 1.5 long deck. The one small issue is with the battery. The holes for the battery are different and they will not just easily fit onto that deck. I've got a solution for that, but it's going to take a little bit of drilling. So far so good. And just in case you were wondering why I have them wise grips on the deck, is because heavy old me has cracked the battery just a little bit, the battery case. So let's get this deck drilled and the battery fixed. Cannot go wrong with the Dean's connector, or the Dean's plug. I have just realized that by taking the Slick Revolution motor mount apart and turning it the other way around, you can actually get the motors to look the other way. Pretty much like the evolved boards look like, and quite a few boards out there. There's no benefit about it for this particular build, but just because I like DIY, why not to experience that? And as you can see, there's still quite a lot of clearance even if you lower the motors. So I'm going to do it just to kind of make it look a bit cool. And that's it. The battery is now installed. You can pretty much do this to any deck. Turn the board on and give it a quick test just to make sure that you connected the electronics correctly and no issues there. So board is charging, ready for testing, just to make her a little bit cooler looking. And because I have shifted the motors facing back like the Evolve boards do, I have decided just to wrap the motors in carbon fiber looking vinyl, just to give it a bit extra protection, just in case if I have to stand the board up and I will catch the motors. I've got a video on how to do this already, so take a look on my channel. It's quite simple, but it will make this motors look very cool. Couple of minutes and these motors are looking so nice. I've wrapped it dual. It's cold, it's winter, so the motors will not overheat, but this vinyl will give them a nice protection from anything that might hit them. Hello guys, and we're back, same park, and as promised we've got the board which now has different gearing. So I present to you Urban 80, but converted onto Flex E deck, which is much longer, so will be much more comfortable to stand on. It's a bit thicker, so very good for my weight. Bear in mind, everything else is exactly the same, so there's no enhancement for motors or the battery. Just for fun, I have shifted the motors to the back to make the board look just a little bit more like Evolve. There's no benefit to this, it's just fun. So don't criticize and don't start leaving me comments, motor's too low, sorry, I know. But as you can see, clearance is still quite good. So what we've got now, we've got 12 tooth motor pulleys instead of 15-tooth motor pulleys that were originally installed on the Slick Revolution Urban 80. The speed probably will drop, but I'm expecting to have just a little bit more torque and power from this board. As you can see, the ground and the roads are still wet, so conditions are exactly the same as I was testing the original motor pulleys. What we are going to start with is testing the top speed. If you remember last time with 15-tooth motor pulley, we were getting 17 miles an hour. So let's do it straight away. First thing first, let's change this cap for a helmet. Ah, that's a nice little flex in this deck. Very, very nice. So, let's go. And brake. Wow. Because of the gearing, guys, the braking is much more responsive. As I expected, the top speed dropped down to 15 miles an hour, which is normal, because now we're running 12-tooth, not 15-tooth on the motor. It's not too bad, as long as we get good performance off-road. So exactly the same area, I'm going to replicate exactly the same what I've done with the 15-tooth, now with 12. So, quite a good improvement right there, guys. I made it in, I made it out. So, let's take it right on the grass and see what she can do. So, do you remember that tree? That's exactly the same path, but the grass just a little bit longer. Big difference, guys, between the 15-tooth and the 12-tooth. The ground is the worst you can imagine. Even really good off-road boats out there will probably struggle just a little bit. For starters, the grip. Second of all, the wheels do sink. The ground is really wet. Look at this. If you're not after a really high speed and you just want to go off and on different surfaces, the smaller motor pulley, the definite way to go. Now, let's take her around the block just to record some cool videos. So that's it for this video, guys. The board is gonna have to go for a nice dry up and clean up. She's really dirty now, but it was fun. This board is still not a perfect off-roader, definitely not. 2400 watt and 24 volt battery. It's not exactly what you want for the off-road boards, but this is all fun, this is all experimenting, and with doing a couple of tunes, just like I did, 80 wheels and a smaller motor pulley will give you a nice little balance between speed and off-road capability. I am sure if these grounds would have been drier, the board would have behaved much better. This was the worst case scenario and she done alright. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for all of you who subscribed, and hey, if you're watching it, why not hit that subscribe button. Anyway, see you guys later, and most importantly, ride safely.